Hello there. In this video, we will take a look at why comments are important in PowerShell, why they are useful, and we will also see how to write a single line comment and multi-line comment in PowerShell. Why comments are important? Comments actually helps you to write an explanation about the code, what functionality code is actually achieving, and what logic a code block is performing. It acts more of a documentation for your code. Comments helps other developer to understand the code easily in an event of the developer who has worked on the code is unavailable or code is part of a handover process. Of course, it enhances the readability. And one important thing to note about the comment is comments are not executed. Okay, so with this simple and basic understanding, let's dive into the PowerShell and understand how do you add a comment. Here I have one PowerShell open, and if you closely observe, I do have a comment which is on the top of the file. It's always a good practice and a recommended approach to have a comment mentioned in the top of the file that should indicate the overall purpose of the PowerShell script. As we can see, we have less than and channel sign and greater than, and anything in between whatever you have written is considered as comment. So I have added a purpose of this entire script as comments in the beginning. Then on the line number 11, you can see I have a single line of comment, and this actually helps to know what the next line is actually doing. As we can see, we have multiple single line comments in the scripts that helps to understand what the subsequent lines does. And if you are also writing a function which is part of your PowerShell, it is also a best practice to use a synopsis, description, and example of a function. So I just have an empty function which indicates to get the files that are last accessed in 7 days, and the code would be a part of the function. But if you can write a comment, multi-line comment, that can easily help to understand what the function does, that would be the best practice. So you can see a synopsis, what the function does, description, more elaborative description, what function does, and then an example on how do you actually call a function. Okay. So I hope the simple example helped you to understand why comments are really important and how do you add a single line and multiple line comments in PowerShell.